The financial markets have experienced devastating losses. Approximately $6 trillion vanished within days. This economic downturn affects everyone, regardless of political affiliation. Growing evidence reveals widespread opposition to the current administration's unstable trade policies. This backlash spans diverse groups, financial executives, CEOs, bipartisan political figures, and weekend demonstrators expressing fury over policies they believe are harming average Americans and small businesses in real time. Some protesters displayed sad emojis representing plummeting retirement accounts. Many Americans consume alternative media rather than traditional news outlets like CNBC that cover market downturns. These younger media platforms, including popular streaming shows and podcasts with MAGA-friendly perspectives, operate under different norms. Most companies have various requirements allowing discrimination against heterosexual white men specifically. The left continues attempting to feminize men, claimed one streaming personality. Notably, content creator Iden Ross, a previous administration supporter who even secured a coveted interview, now struggles with affording a Tesla Cyber Beast approximately $100,000 due to tariff impacts. He recently complained about financial losses, stating he feels poor after recent developments. This represents a broader trend among MAGA-aligned content creators. While these personalities communicate with their audiences in authentic, unfiltered ways, part of their appeal, many are now expressing concern, panic, confusion, and disgust regarding the economic consequences of recent trade policies to their massive viewership, some reaching millions or tens of millions of followers. I've been trying to understand these tariffs everywhere, but I can't, and everything's tanking because of them. The president just cost me $20 million. Maybe don't be on the golf course. What's happening with our country? Why am I suddenly poor? These reactions from prominent supporters demonstrate the personal impacts of these economic policies as their viewers watch in real time. The medium becomes the message. Younger audiences witness their favorite commentators processing market declines live, similar to reaction videos on YouTube. This makes it difficult to dismiss the past 5 days as media exaggeration when MAGA-friendly content creators are live streaming their financial distress. While losing $20 million indicates substantial existing wealth, the administration's wealthiest backers are suffering even greater losses. Tech titans who attended the inauguration, despite previously warning about these exact governance issues, have lost tens of billions. One particularly involved supporter has reportedly lost over $100 billion in recent months alone. This pattern extends from tech elites to MAGA podcasters to seasoned Wall Street insiders. Consider hedge fund leader and administration supporter Bill Ammon, who made headlines lamenting how the tariffs are creating a self-induced economic nuclear winter, completely contradicting his post-election assurance that the administration will do nothing that interferes with the success of the economy. That statement came just over 100 days ago. Ammon now claims these developments were unforeseeable, writing, "I assumed economic rationality would be paramount. My bad." Yet many others, critics, nonpartisan experts, and journalists did foresee these outcomes based on campaign promises and established patterns of behavior. Those who tracked the president's previous actions noted his pattern of following through on controversial promises, pardoning convicts, using power against opponents, disregarding court orders, and avoiding accountability across various aspects of governance. The administration clearly stated intentions to implement aggressive tariff policies. Nobel economist Paul Krugman dismissed defenses from wealthy backers, writing they're shocked to discover that the president is who he always was. Meanwhile, Michelle Goldberg notes many investors deluded themselves because they leaned right politically, wanted tax cuts, or hoped profits would continue flowing while ignoring warning signs. The market sell-off is fueling buyers' remorse and selective memory among supporters. Average voters are increasingly aware of this situation, particularly as their retirement accounts shrink. They're discovering that promises of lower prices and prosperity weren't the administration's actual priority, as the president warns of more economic pain while golfing. Markets continue declining on tariff announcements as recession risks grow. Some supporters remained in denial about the president's tariff intentions and character, a dangerous position considering his recent statements about holding power beyond constitutional limits past 2009, which would be illegal. The president insists he's not joking about these intentions. Politically, this economic situation recalls an observation popularized by President Reagan: a recession is when your neighbor loses his job, a depression is when you lose yours. Millions are experiencing these impacts differently depending on their circumstances, whether wealthy content creators losing millions or everyday Americans struggling to survive. There should be no satisfaction in anyone's financial suffering, regardless of political affiliation, citizenship status, or whether they're harmed by these tariff policies domestically or internationally. These MAGA personalities are experiencing what they sometimes call L's losses. The administration is forcing many Americans to take a substantial financial hit. The crucial question remains, will these losses become lessons? That's the larger question surrounding this just beginning crisis, one that even MAGA-aligned financial experts acknowledge is self-inflicted.